Good evening and welcome, everyone. Welcome back to the Monday update call. I want to get right into it. Um, Updates and whatnot. We got a bunch of information to share. Well, I have. Quiet this thing down. All right, so let's go. First and foremost, I talked to the programmer, and everything is pretty much complete. The only tweak that is going on at the moment is the payout. Being able to pay in two different directions at the same time, one being cash, the other one being crypto. The mechanism to make that happen had to be built, literally coded. It does not exist anywhere. So they wrote it. Now, I can tell you two things up front. Number one, it was very expensive. Two, it's done. From what he told me, tomorrow is supposed to be our conversation on the colors and all that good stuff, the pretty part. The hard part is done. I'm extremely excited. Um, but when he told me that they had to create that, that was a little strange, but it is what it is. Had to be done, and it's a bill. There is a bill, but like I said, when this thing launches, those who didn't send the 25, that's where it's going. Um, there's over 200 people that did not send. So that's going to him, most of it anyway. It was, like I said, it was very expensive. I'm glad it happened that way and not after, but it couldn't be launched like that anyway. It had to be correct because basically the first day I started talking to him, we hit it off and one thing came to the next. And, I made it very clear to him what I'm after. And I don't want anything less than that. And it has to be right because I don't want to launch something, wait 2 weeks, and then have to bring it down because something's not working. That's not me. I've seen that. I've participated in programs that did the same thing. And it just never works out right when you bring something to the forefront, launch it, and then you have to stop it. And then everybody's like, well, what happened? No, I didn't want that. So I told him up front, make it right. I do not want to launch and then stop and then launch again. That's the absolute worst thing for any program, any platform. It destroys your credibility and it makes people wonder what did they actually pay for. So knowing me, I'm going to have everything right. If it's not right, it's not worth doing. So I'm happy that he had to create it. Now I know for a fact no one has this because, like I said, it had to be written just to make it work. So that's one of the awesome parts for the updates. The second awesome part is everything that I requested, how it flows, how it works, what it does to the utmost has been completed. It does exactly what I asked it to do. It has all of the features that's supposed to be there. I'm almost positive that once we launch and this thing gets out, it's going to be crazy. Simply because there is literally nothing online paying that I know of outside of MWR. There's a bunch of AI trading platforms that are doing it, but you have to have some money to participate with those. You can start with, 100, whatever, but who has 100 to 500 laying around? Not many people, or even up. But I'm not here to knock other programs. I'm here to let you know where we are. So tomorrow is supposed to be our conversation day as to the final touches as far as aesthetics of it, what it looks like, and all that. I'm happy to be at this point because I know what's next. You know what's next. So I'm going to tell you what's next, just in case you didn't know what's next. Next is live testing. Now I'm going to go with 50 at first to see how things go. The 50 will cycle through. You'll actually see real movement if you are one of the 50 that get put in. Once I see that real movement, it'll all be locked, so there won't be no withdrawing and all that. It's going to be locked down, so don't even worry. Don't ask that you see a back office and all this. And there's something there. I want to get it. No, no one gets anything until after I'm satisfied that it went right across the board. The first person and the 50th person I have to see the same thing for each. Once I see that, then the rest of the greens go in. So you say the greens. What is the greens? The greens are all of you that sent in 25. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again so that it's on recording and can't say, well, you didn't say that. No, sweeties, I said this a couple times now. 25 is not for my pocket, because a couple people asked me that. Well, why do you need $25? It's not for me. It's for the platform itself. It has bills. There's 9 subscriptions totaling about $600 a month just in subscriptions. Who's paying that? Who has to get it started? A Promise Delivered does. It also has the payouts that have to be made. It also has the programmers. It came out to a pretty penny, and there's nowhere near enough people to pay for it. I took that on as a bill to me. Okay. So I applied for another credit line, and I'll find out Thursday if I got it. If I got it, it'll take care of programmers because not enough people sent in the $25. It is what it is. I understand. But day of launch, there won't be an option. You have to put it up. It's part of that, and it'll go until the lights go out. So it's not going to ever not be an entry. You only do it once, an entry of that 25 that goes to the program. Okay, for whatever reasons. I'm in the program just like everybody else, so I don't need the 25. A lot of people are not sending it because they think it's coming to me for me to go, I guess, whatever. It's not about me. Yes, it has to come to me to put it into the system. But, if we're caught up on who's getting the $25, then you probably should pass anyway because it's not for you. I'm just saying it because I know a lot of people are thinking it. There it is. If you have hangups about sending $25 to me to receive thousands, then that's your problem and you can carry on. I'm good. Okay. And I'm sure everyone else here is good. It will be international day one. That's the other pet peeve that I had to have. There's like 7, 8 different things that I had to have on a platform that has my name on it. And international is one of them. Okay. Out of, I don't know, 15 out of the 30 programs that we've tried over the days, everybody in the US could do it, but none of the family members outside of the US couldn't do it. So then we're split in 2 ways. They have to sit and watch us trial and error it. And not too many of them made it through. Just like MWR. Awesome program, but it's just for US. Right now, they're supposedly working on international. Airbnb, something like that. They're bringing it out next year. January 1 is supposed to be something international for MWR. But I just wanted to throw that in there. So, like I said, tomorrow I will know more. And once I get done talking to him to find out, give me a date, because tomorrow's supposed to be the give me a date for launch. Now, will I send that out to everybody? No, it's not necessary. You'll know next call. What the time is going to be for me is from tomorrow to the 1st, which is only 2 days. I'm looking for 2 things to happen on the 1st. One of them, as you have heard, I'm sure if you're paying attention, they're supposed to release the funds. Now, I also got another email about prior a promise delivered people that put in funds. Now, I don't know how long I've been repeating this, but the first amount of funds that came in for the same process, paying for programmer and all this, what have you, those funds were taken, okay, along with the software or whatever he created. And I've always said, as soon as they release the funds, everybody who sent in would be refunded. Now, I know I've said that a couple hundred times. I'll say it again tonight. Those funds have nothing to do with this launch. Okay. I know some people just feel like, well, I gave it back then. I should be the first one on the list. Yes, you would be, but like I said, there are people that feel like they're entitled because they did a certain thing. If that was true, then, the first person that graced the earth would still be here, but he's not. So those funds have to be refunded. I already stated that my attorney, because of those 4 people that tried to take me to attorney general for stealing money from senior citizens, that was the case that they were trying to bring against me. Because of that, those 4 people, 5 people, I have to return those funds. I can't use those funds in anything else, including the relaunch of A Promise Delivered. Okay, so I just want to make sure that's clear and everybody understands law. Once you get taken to, whatever, they didn't actually file the charges, but they still wrote letters. Letters go a long way, especially with an attorney general, especially when you start talking about taking advantage of senior citizens, which all 5 of them were. So, because of that, my attorney advised me, and she put it on paper to the attorney generals of those 5 people, that I have to return the funds to everybody. Those funds cannot be used for anything else once they're released. Now, she knows what these funds are. The attorney generals knows what these funds are. And as soon as they released, I have to refund, period. Some of you have said, oh, no, keep it, put it towards this one. No, I can't do that. Okay, I'm under paper. All right. So when you have people like that, they destroy platforms. They destroy people. They destroy credibility. They make it very difficult because, whatever reason, they didn't get what they wanted when they wanted it. So they go straight to the law. Whose fault is that? Now, it's not like I hid behind a website, www. I've always made myself readily available. My phone number, my address, my face, recordings, never hid. Told everybody what happened, how it happened. That's not going to be the case with this new one. Okay, because as you've seen, I sent out documentation. There's one more coming, the no refund policy that's being written. So, in order to protect the promise delivered, that's why you've seen the documents come out that you saw come out that everybody was trying to print off and send back. You don't have to do that. It's going to be in the website. The only thing you have to print out, the only 2 really, is the death certificate and the pledge if you're putting your business in. Okay, that's the only 2 that you would print out, and you still get that from the website when it's launched. The rest of them you electronically sign, DocuSign. You can sign it however you want. It will be a legal signature because of DocuSign. Okay, so it's done right on the website. You don't have to print it out and send it back. Everybody was trying to print this paper out and send it back. That's not what I asked. I sent it so you could read it for yourself, so you could see what I'm asking of you. So there's no lost or whatever. We're getting real close. That's why I'm going over this. I don't want anybody confused about how a promise delivery is going to start and what's requested of you during this start process. Now, the test that I'm going to run, like I said, is going to be live. It's going to be live. So I'm going to call 50 people randomly off of the list. I'm not going to go with person number 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to pick 50 names. I'm going to call you and find out if you have the 175 to start, because this is going to be a live test. I'm repeating, live test, but the back office will be locked. There's no withdrawing. I have to make sure that it does what it's supposed to do, and it takes 50 people. Now, again, I don't want anybody to think just because I'm doing 50 and it's not you that I had something against you. Please don't do that. I know you all want to be first. Everybody wants to be first. There can only be one first, and that's the business. Okay. So there is no names, not even my name goes in number 1. I go in 51, 51st person. That's when I go in. All right. So if you are lucky enough to get that information, if you get that email, again, it'll be a call first, and then you'll get the login information and the steps how to follow. Now, I can tell you, number 1, I won't know until tomorrow when I can start my test. This is my test. He's already tested it for 2 weeks. That's how he knew that he had to do something with the split at the beginning. Because remember, 1 and 2 go to you. 3 to 12 goes crypto. That split, that two-way street in the middle where it splits, had to be created. That's what they are running and have created over the past, since Tuesday. I tried to get a hold of him, so I just left him alone because he kept saying, well, we're still running the update. We're still running the update. So I said, all right, just go ahead and run till next Tuesday. We'll haul it in. So I will talk to him tomorrow and find out how that went. I'm pretty sure it's going well, because if it wasn't, he would have already called and said, nah, I'm going to need more time or whatever. So let's pray for completion. I know for a fact that we're definitely right there. I need it. You need it. We all need it. Okay. So that's where we are as far as where he's at with the completion of the whole thing. You are going to be very pleased with how it works. They're also creating tutorials for each section of the back office. So not only will it have the instructions out front, the forms that you DocuSign, the other information, the KYC, this, that, and the other. There's going to be a lot of signing up. It's not just sign up, pay 175, done. Nope. Let me just stop you right now. And like I said on last call, I'm going to reiterate it right now. If you have TVs, if the grandbabies are walking on the ceiling, if you, I don't know, the cat's walking up the side of the, tell everybody to sit still. You have to hear what he's saying. I need your undivided attention for just 2 minutes. I need you to slow down. I need you to check everything you put on those forms, on the lines, in the boxes. I need you to check and make sure all of the information is the same thing that you signed up with. You cannot rush this process. It's important. Listen to me. It's important that you put in the right information. Why am I saying that? Because I don't have a team of people to look over what you're putting in. It's just me. All right. The programmer is a programmer. He's not the back end. He is not a team of people that monitor software. I have to pay for that. I'm not ready for that right now. What I'm trying to do is get everyone in so everyone is moving through the system. He said he would help, but that's not his job. I have to hire those people, but I have to cycle first. Please understand what I'm telling you. So when you get your invite, when you start this paperwork, when you start the sign up process, if you got to take some vacation off for a day so that you can just be still for a minute and pay attention to what you're putting in those squares, do it. It'll pay back. Okay. But if you go in there rushing and trying to act like you Miss Typist or Mr. Typist, well, I graduated, I typed in high school. Baby, you've been out of high school, so don't even try it. Take your time. Make sure the information is correct. I cannot go behind you. I can't do it. I won't do it. So I'm telling you, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. The information has to be correct. Period. Take your time and fill it in. You only have to do it once. So make sure it's right. Okay. Second thing, my 2 minutes ain't up yet. If you plan on sharing this platform with someone, which I hope you do, follow the protocol. I'm sure you ask, what's the protocol? The protocol is simple. They fill out the form first. When they fill out the form, they pay the 25 and wait for an email. That's it. That's it. Once they get their email, they'll be invited. You tell them the same thing. If you got to take a day of vacation, if you got to put everybody out the house where you can pay attention to what you're typing in these boxes, do it. Because when you come up, oh, I have a problem. When I was filling out such and such, guess what's going to happen to you? Click. I'm going to the next person. I'm telling you in advance, I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have it. If you cannot follow instructions, because trust me when I tell you, there's instructions on every page, on everything that you click on. When there's like a little thing underneath tutorial. Watch the tutorial. That's why it was created. Those are the instructions. Follow the instructions. Don't act like you know what's going on, because you don't. I don't even know what's going on. Okay. So it's not one of those things, oh, it's just the back office. I'll go in there and feel like I fill out any other back office. No, no, no. That's the wrong attitude. And that will get you skipped and probably refunded and say bye bye. I'm not going to go through that. I'm telling you, I hope you listen to me. I really do. I'm serious. Okay, I'm getting ready to take on something serious, very serious. And it has to be done right. I don't have time to babysit. I told you this was coming. I've said it several times. I ask people to be on the call at 8 o'clock. They come at 8:30, 8:45. Well, what you talk about? Mm-mm, no. If it's not serious to you, it's not serious to me. Now, I've already told you, I've already made it very clear that a promise delivered is like no other. You won't have to join nothing else. You only need one account. That should tell you everything. That right there should tell you everything. You only need one account. What does that tell you? That it's serious. If you want to play with it or play like you know everything, go right ahead. Don't call me. When it goes haywires and sideways because you thought you knew what to click and what to do, more power to you. Okay. I need to set this to a point of precedence where none of us should have to go back to work. None of us should have to worry about light bill, gas bill, mortgage, car note, tuition. None of that. That's what this is. I know you don't know much because I don't say much, and it's for a reason. But I've learned to keep my mouth shut because people copy, people listen. There's other people on this call right now waiting, wishing for me to say how it works. Not going to happen. Nope. I learned my lesson. Loose lips. So, the same way I'm protecting the software, the platform from foolishness with the documents that you have to sign, I even have to sign them and send them to me. Go figure. I have to sign the same documents. I'm not asking anybody to do anything I'm not doing myself. That's how much I respect it. And I'm going to protect it through and through. Okay. I hope the 2 minutes that I took to explain that was worth it. Now, let's move on. What happens after we launch? Very simple. I disappear. Okay. Now, I know Janice don't have a fit. Like I said, it is very difficult to be me. Not complaining. I love who I am. I love what I do for people, but I need a break. I need a break, and I'm going to take one. Okay. Once I know a promise delivered is running just like it did for him, just like it's going to do for the test, and just like it's going to do for the rest, once I know that it's smooth, the next step is hiring the team. Okay. Now, this is coming from the programmer. He said it'll run the first year, 6 months to a year, the way he has it written. After a year, you're going to need a team. So, of course, me, Mr. Questions, because you know I'm all about questions, my mouth took off. Team? What do you mean, team? How many people? What are they going to do? How much is it going to cost? Where do they go? Do I actually have to hire people? Yes, yes, and yes. So, like I said, this is no, it's not just, create a website and throw it out there, people make some money, and you just leave it be. This is so much bigger. It is so much more to it. But I want it to be where I don't have to sit like I'm sitting right now, clickety clickety, and get an email. I can't remember my password. You already know. You already know. If I get an email like that, you can kiss it goodbye. I'm telling you in advance because I've said this way too many times. Write it down. You're supposed to have a folder, a notebook that has all of your what you join, password, secret word, whatever. You know the stuff you joining out there. If you keep a notebook like this, page 1, a promise delivered. Username, da 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 da. Password, da 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 da. Date I joined. I joined on January 3. Now you don't have to ask. It's on paper. If you don't write it down, I can't write it down for you. One of the hardest things when I make a phone call, well, what was the last password you used? I don't know. If you don't know, how I'm going to know? Come on, work with me. Write it down. You're getting ready to get off into the digital world. And you're going to need these two things for a promise delivered. Number one, you're going to need a wallet. I don't care which wallet you go with, so don't go there. If you got the WireX, great. If you want the Trust, get that. If you want Exodus, get that. I sent you a list of wallets. Did anybody watch or go through the list? Don't unmute because I'm recording. Did you look at the features of these wallets? The ease of use of these wallets? How easy is it to use? Do you think you can handle this or that wallet? See, it's not all on me. I'm doing the hard part. I'm creating the source. Your job, you got 3 of them. Fill out the paperwork right, get your wallet, and get your bank. There's the third thing. Your bank. That is the cold storage. I sent a list on those. Ledger, Trezor, this, that, a list of them. You were supposed to look at that list, find out which 3 or 2 or whatever by features, which one you think is the easiest to work with. See, just like the kids' corner, you had homework too. I just didn't call it homework. I gave it to you. It was up to you to go through it and find the one you like. You're going to need these things. You're going to need a wallet and you're going to need a bank. I told you, you're going to become your own banker. You guys think I'm playing with this, I guess. You are going to become your own banker. That means you are in charge of where your money's at, when you use it, how you use it. It'll all be digital. QFS is coming, quantum financial system. Banks are going to turn into what? Wealth management centers. They're already emailing the stuff out to people. It's being done right in your face and no one's catching on. Wells Fargo shut down one of the biggest branches, 2 days ago, day and a half ago. Shut it down. I couldn't even log into Wells Fargo 2 days ago. It's happening. I told you this was coming. It's happening right in front of you. If you're not paying attention, It's going to be very hard to move money. It's going to be very hard to go get something to eat, pay your bills. Pull your money, move your money. If you don't know what a wallet is or a bank, how are you going to move it? You already know from step 3 to step 12 is all digital, it's all cryptocurrency, every bit of it. Why? So you can keep it. If you send it to the bank, who owns it? The bank, or whatever they're going to be called. And everybody's all hung up on how much can I pull out. I want to be able to pull out money to from the ATM. Stop that. That's over, sweeties. That's over. Paper money is over until they come out with the QFS paper. And it's not going to stick around long. It's too cumbersome. That's old school. People like to cheat. People like to create things, counterfeit things. Whatever you bring out, somebody's going to try to break it or try to rob it. What was the banks or the Congress and all of them were trying to do maybe 6, 7 months ago? Not even that far. I'd say 3 months, 4 months ago. CDBC, remember that? Central Bank Digital System. Okay. What is a CDBC? That's where the bank controls your money completely. And they tell you what you can go buy and can't buy. And if you buy something you're not supposed to, they shut off your money. That's what they were trying to do. But what arena was that? CDBC. Digital. So if they were trying to sneak in and get their system in place so that they could put themselves in between you and your money again, but where were they trying to do it at? What space? This is the part no one's paying attention to. They were working in the digital space because they know that's coming. So if they get in between you again, then you got banks all over again. You have worse than a bank because then they can control what you get. But they got shot down. That did not fly. They would have had very short lifespan if they actually made that happen. But there's a lot of people that voted for it. And those people are the same ones a lot of you have voted for. They like to control people. And I'm not saying one side or the other, because this is not a political call, but we know who is who. None of them are any good. Personally, I think there shouldn't be a president. It's too much control for one person. I guarantee you the president has never seen my backyard. And he actually comes through here. He doesn't know how much the HOA costs here because he's never been here. How do you run a country that you've never seen? Or the people in, I don't know, California, Kentucky, Kansas, Maine. Look what happened there just a little while ago with Maine. Did he go up there? Nope. Just think about it. So let's move on. Last point of the updates. I'm excited. I'm happy. But like I said, you have to get on board. Digital is here. It's not coming. It's already here. Just you haven't seen it yet. And that's why I'm doing the adult crypto class. That's why I'm doing the kids corner, because a lot of you show up there too. And this is all to get everybody ready for what's coming. It's right around the corner. It's already happening, as a matter of fact. It's already happening. And they have to do a little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. How many banks have closed so far? Is anybody keeping up with that list? What's the GDP of the United States? Does anybody know that number? Nope. Not without looking it up right quick. We have to get ready. You have to get serious. And you have to get prepared. YouTube is a college. If you want to learn it, if you don't know it, go to YouTube and use it for what it's there for. Because when they pull it down, what else you got? How many of y'all getting ready to go back to school? I ain't going back no school. Sitting in there. No, I ain't doing. No, I know you ain't. They know that too. A promise delivered is digital. It's going to be able to switch to whatever is coming on purpose. I built it like that on purpose because I know it's going to change. It'll be able to migrate to whatever's out. Why do you think from 3 to 12 is digital? Why do you think I have one of the biggest systems running it or behind it? Everything else out there uses this system, this back and a promise delivered. Remember how when I first started talking about it was like what 70 different cryptos? And that was it? Remember that? Anybody? Thumbs up if you remember. Now we have all 5,000 of them. What does that tell you? It's serious. So I don't have time for foolishness. Treat this as it is. It's a gift that you should not have to ever stop unwrapping. Endless paper. As you peel, it creates more paper and covers the package again. You peel that, open that one, it'll cover it again. That's a promise delivered. Okay. All right. So I'm going to end it right there because these recordings are way too long. It takes too much to um, decode them. Hold on.